was magnifique. They had that certain je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean?
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Our chef isn't French, but he certainly does try.
Well, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Oh, no. Perhaps we should split it.
Oh, no. I insist. You wouldn't want me to feel bad, would you?
No, no, no. It's all yours.
Listen, you don't mind if I sign for this, do you?
No, your credit is good.
Oh, good. Well, why don't you just give me a pen, please?
Wait a minute. You see that?
Hi, dear.
Busy?
Yep, just catching up on some correspondence.
Can I help?
No, banner business.
Got something here I'd like you to look at.
Yeah? What's that?
Well, it's a daily newspaper from Omaha.
Omaha? What is the newspaper from Omaha?
Here, hold on for a second. Look at this. Now, look at that layout. Look at the column headings, huh? The interesting pictures, design.
It looks very nice, though.
Oh, it's better than very nice. I've been through this paper several times. Look, it has excellent national coverage, good human interest stories, yet it blends with the local news.
Your Ted looks like it's well organized and pretty good. Now, what's your point?
Well, my point is, maybe the banner could pick up a few ideas.
Ted, are you saying that you think the Omaha paper is superior to the banner?
No, I'm not saying that.
You know, for a man who has had little, if any, newspaper experience, sometimes you really sound like you know it all.
Sit down, Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for seeing me today. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about Vicky.
What about her?
Well, I don't know how to say this. It's, kind of difficult.
Yes, I can see that.
I'm very worried about what I've seen in the past few weeks, Will.
You mean Vicky Spells?
Well, it's not just that. It's Ted. And Ted and Tina, I mean, they've kind of, taken over her entire life. I don't understand it. It's just not like Vicky to be that dependent.
Well, Vicky and Ted are planning to be married. Most people would think it was natural for Ted and Tina to become involved in Vicky's life.
I know. I know. That's not really what bothers me.
You mean there's something else?
I think Vicky's being drugged.
First kiss for your stepson.
Oh, where have you been?
Well, let's see. First of all, I've been down to Texas. And then I flew to New Mexico, do a little dealing for Pa. And that's just about it.
What's the matter?
What do you mean?
Oh, you sound real cheerful and everything, but I get the feeling you're covering something up.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Just came from Clint's office. Looks to me like I got some brother trouble.
What happened?
Well, it's this whole thing with Pat. Clint and Pat lining up against Pa. I don't know, I think it's something else, too. I don't know if I'm just jealous of their relationship or just plain sore about their vendetta against Asa.
Sounds like you're about as confused as I am on this. I had an argument with Asa, and I don't know if I'm mad at him about it or if I'm mad at Brad for being the cause of it.
Well, what's Brad have to do with an argument between you and Paul?
Well, that's, a little hard to explain, and it also sounds pretty silly right now.
All right, I'm listening.
Oh, well, I asked Asa if he would mind if Brad came on our honeymoon with us.
Are you kidding me?
No.
You're serious?
Yes. Oh, I knew you wouldn't understand.
Understand? I'm surprised Pa didn't tie you to the tail of Buchanan jet and just fly you off to Borneo.
Now, wait a minute. I thought I had a good reason.
No, Sam, listen, there's no reason in this world that would make any sense. No man in his right mind would sit back and let something like that happen. What, your brother-in-law going with you on your honeymoon?
Right. Yeah. Oh, now that you just mentioned it, does sound pretty weird, doesn't it?
Pa would send Brad anywhere in this world that you wanted to send him, but on your honeymoon, would you?
Well, it's because Peter and Jenny's wedding was coming up. I thought it would be good for Brad to be with us.
No, with Sam, you cannot be your brother's keeper. Okay? Now, Brad is a grown man, and he's perfectly capable of looking out for himself from what I can see.
Yeah.
Was it Brad's idea to go over with y'all?
No, it was my bright idea.
What if that don't beat... No, I take it back. Now, that does beat all. I thought I had problems with my relationship with Clint, but I can't deal with those. You can deal with these problems right now. Now, don't you worry about Brad, okay? You just patch things up with Pa, and then you start making some plans for your honeymoon.
I just hope that after we're married, you surround yourself with competent people so you'll be able to take time off and devote more time to your home. Now, that's the reason I was showing you this newspaper. Now, a few days ago, a letter came in from a man from Omaha. His name is Ralph Todd. Now, he has his resume here, and I think you should look at it.
All right.
He's very qualified. He's moving in the area, and he's looking for a position on the East Coast, specifically with the Banner.
All right, Ted, it's an interesting resume. I'm sure he's a terrific guy, okay? But, we don't have a position at the Banner for a man of his level.
Well, sweetheart, that's just what I want to talk to you about.
No openings, Ted. The man is an editor.
And a good one. Maybe better than the one you've got.
What do you mean?
I mean Clint. Now, he's been slacking off a lot lately. You admitted it yourself.
Yes, I know I did. But Clint is a very good editor.
When he's in town. When he's not running down to Texas with Pat Ashley. Sweetheart, you know how he feels about me. He resents me. And the way he's been treating Tina lately, it's been awfully hard on her.
Yes, I know. That's what she said.
I just think it's a combination of things. You see, Clint isn't the man that he used to be.
Are you suggesting that I fire him?
Oh, no. I wouldn't want you to do that. But I just think it wouldn't hurt if you interviewed a few people, just in case.
You think maybe Clint will resign?
Well, I don't know. But I think it might be a good idea to train someone else in case he decides to.
Or maybe I could talk. Oh, you're right. I should protect the interests of the Banner, of course. And well, all right. If we interview him for an assistant position, maybe it'll be all right. I'll dictate a letter to Tina about it now. I'll set up an interview with him when he comes.
You've done enough work for the day. You know? You have to take it easy. Doctor's orders. Come on, upstairs for a rest.
Sometimes, Ted, I just feel so helpless about all this. I don't...
Hey. You're anything but helpless, huh? You know what? You're precious. And I'll do anything to make things easier for you. Now let's go upstairs.
Becky, whatever gave you the idea that Vicky is being drugged?
I've watched her in the last few weeks. Well, you know all of her symptoms, the dizziness and the memory loss and the fainting. Well, I haven't really told many people about this, but a couple of weeks ago, we were all at home, Vicky and Ted and I, and we had some sherry, and we were just sitting around having a, quiet evening. And I started telling him about some song that I'd been working on. I started singing it, and right in the middle, for some reason, I just went blank. I didn't know where I was. I couldn't remember things. I felt dizzy. Later on that night after Ted left, I came downstairs and passed out. Well, every one of those symptoms is exactly what Vicky goes through. I mean, every time I see her, I remember my own so clearly, because they are identical.
What are you getting at?
I also think it's very strange how much control Ted's gained over Vicky's life in the last few weeks.
Are you suggesting that Ted has something to do with this?
I just think he's got a lot of control over her.
Well, you know, Becky, that's a very serious charge to make. I mean, what other evidence do you have other than, the coincidence of the symptoms that you had being like Vicky's?
I don't have any.
Well, you know, Vicky's had these symptoms for quite some time. She underwent a lot of very thorough examinations at the hospital under Larry's care. Now, if there had been any drugs in her system, they'd have shown up in the tests.
I know. I feel ridiculous saying this. I mean, everyone knows about the tests, and they know about how incredibly wonderful Ted's been to Vicky.
But you don't really like him very much, do you?
No, I don't trust him. That's the worst part. I love Vicky. I know, he fills a big need in her life. I couldn't bear to accuse anybody of anything if I wasn't absolutely sure that I was right.
Does Ted know how you feel?
I think he might. I talked to him about thinking things might be a little strange lately.
What'd he say?
Not very much.
Well, Becky, I'm afraid we can't do very much about it until Vicky goes to the Morgenstern Clinic for a psychiatric checkup. I'll contact the physician in charge and ask him to make more blood tests so that we can pinpoint any drugs that might be in Vicky's system. Meanwhile, what I would like you to do, Becky, is keep a daily record book on Vicky's attacks. Mm-hmm. Write down when they occur, what time of the day, after which meals, that sort of thing. Anything that you can observe and remember. And I want you to give me an accurate description of her symptoms, how they change, after a period of time, how they affect her, what they're like, that sort of thing. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, one more thing, honey. I want you to keep track of who is with Vicky before the attacks occur.
Okay. Will, I've been thinking about moving out lately.
Becky, I think it might be a good idea if you stay with Vicky for a while, okay?
Yeah, so do I. Okay, I'll do my best. Thanks very much for listening.
Okay, Becky.
All righty.
Becky. Be careful.
Where did you get this?
I don't know. I think maybe I picked it up somewhere around the restaurant here. I'm not sure.
Kat, please try to remember.
Why?
I just thought I recognized it. Never mind.
Marco, you want to sign this so I can get back to work?
Yes.
Guys are crazy. Thank you. Have a good day.
Right,
Bye.
you too. Take care. Well, that kind of blows your #1 clue, doesn't it?
Why?
Because Claude could have picked his up at a bank or a supermarket, I guess.
Oh, no. Oh, that's a possibility, but something's going on.
What?
All these Arletti pens all over the place. You've never seen a whole bunch of them like this before. I think somebody's making them and distributing them because they're trying to keep me off the track.
I guess that's possible, but it seems pretty far-fetched.
I don't think so.
Karen, this was last night. That means somebody would have had to have made them and distributed them all in one day.
Unless they were already made. by somebody who knew what I was doing.
Okay, wait. No one was in that place but you and Ed. Did anyone else know you were going to the lab?
Steve?
You told him?
No, he had me followed.
How did he How do you know?
Well, he told me. He told me that if Claude was murdered, that I would probably be the next target. He's very nervous, and I think he knows something, but he's not talking.
Right, or why did he have you followed?
Oh, he says to protect the ring, but I don't think so.
No, it still doesn't make sense. How would he find out about the pen? The only person who would know that is Ed. Ed wouldn't say anything, would he? I mean, Ed should have arrested you for being in that place.
I know. I just can't trust anybody anymore except for you. I found something in the lab that I didn't even tell Ed about.
What?
Does the number 917 mean anything to you?
Should it?
Well, that's what I just asked you.
Oh. What does it mean?
I found the number 917 on a piece of paper in the lab.
A piece of paper?
This isn't funny. This is very important. And it means something. You mark my words.
Howdy, Bo. Welcome back.
Howdy, Pa. It's good to be back.
I'll tell you something. Did a fine job for me in New Mexico. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks.
And I'll tell you something else. Sure glad you're in my corner. I'll tell you something else. I ain't gonna forget that.
Well, Pa, I knew you needed my help. I was just glad to do it.
Well, since you've been back, what have you been doing?
Well, you're going to hear about this sooner or later, so I went to see Clint.
And what does he got to say for himself?
Well, not much. We didn't talk. We just got kind of a terrific little battle. Me and Clint, Pat.
And she was there, too.
Oh, yeah?
Now, listen, son, I don't like to give advice to a grown-up, but I think I'd give Clint a wide berth as long as that Pat's around.
Well, I hate to do that, Pa, but it does make sense.
Oh, Sam, I got to talk to you.
Asa.
No, please, honey, wait, let me say something. Come here. Time is a very, very precious commodity, and a man has very little of it in his life, and I don't want to waste a second of it without you. I'm real sorry I blew up. I mean, if you want Brad to come along, hey, I'll accept. No arguments, no discussions. You want him along, hey, that's good enough for me.
You really mean that, don't you?
Anybody, I'll give you a whole plane load, but Sam, please don't ever walk away from me again.
Oh, Asa, I love you.
Oh, and I love you, Sam.
The speech was wonderful, but it wasn't necessary. See, I came to a conclusion. My idea was pretty silly. You're the only one I want in the whole wide world with me.
Oh, Sam, that's all I wanted to hear you say.
So we go on the honeymoon with no tag-alongs.
Good.
Now, look here, if you two lovebirds will excuse me, I'm going to be moseying on. I don't think you need an audience.
Bo, don't go.
Oh, yeah, Bo, don't go. You really need it. Yeah. Becky Lee's going to come by later on. We're going to be giving her a present, Paula. From you and me. Thought I'd go check on it.
Look, relax, will you? Would you like a drink or something?
No, thanks. I just want to get the job done. You got the case ready with the money?
Yeah, sure. What's your hurry?
Nothing, I told you. It's just, I got a job to do. I want to get it done.
I see. Well, if that's the way you feel, I want you to take these.
What's this?
Well, I just thought as a favor, maybe you'd drop a few of these around on your travels. Huh?
No way. No thanks, Ted. I got plenty of pens. You keep.
As a favor?
There is no way I'm going to get involved in that. That whole Claude incident, Ted, that's strictly your baby.
You know that these are Our Lady's instructions, as well as mine.
How come?
Come on, Steve, don't be stupid. We have to hold the ring together. Do you realize that if Karen connected Arletty, me, and Claude Roman, it would really get hot around here, we need your help.
Yeah? What if I refuse?
Well, Gus did his bit. I mean, he followed Karen to the laboratory and brought back a lot of good information. As a matter of fact, he's already distributed some of these around town.
You put Gus on Karen?
Well, somebody had to do it. You wouldn't, so Gus did. You know, Gus is kind of an ambitious guy. You know, he's the kind of a man you like to reward. Come on, Steve. We've gotten along fine so far, huh? Don't spoil it.
You spoiled it, Ted. You spoiled it yourself when you eliminated Claude.
You still think that, I killed Claude Roman, huh? I mean, that's your fantasy. I mean, fine, if that's your fantasy, but, don't spread it around.
Yeah, well, what I want to know is what happens when your supply of the drug runs out.
Well, that's no problem. You see, I had it analyzed. And, I found out the, major components and structure.
Well, where are you going to get it? I mean, with Claude gone, there's not a lot of guys like that around.
That's true. Claude was good. But I don't need a Claude Roman anymore. You see, Steve, they've divided the several chemicals into two distinct formulas. Now, separated, they're harmless. But you mix them together and phew, the magic drug. Ain't bad, huh?
You're out of your mind, Ted. I think you've gone bonkers.
Well, you listen to me. And you listen to this good. You're into this as deep as your friend Karen is. So don't kid yourself about that. Don't try to cross me. Don't you ever try to cross me. Because you won't like the consequences.
You're gonna be really excited when I tell you about it.
Don't keep me in suspense, okay?
All right, all right. Sit yourself down right there.
Okay.
Yeah, Paul and I have been talking a lot lately about you. I'm sure you're aware of what your popularity's done for Lone Star Records.
Oh, I couldn't have done any of it without you.
Well, I don't know, well, maybe so. Anyway, you're the talent, and we just want to show you our appreciation. Now, we could have given you a big cash bonus or something like that, but we wanted to do something just a little bit more.
So, what have you guys done?
Okay, here it is. We bought you a brand new condominium in the Landview Towers. Now, that is the fanciest high-rise in this area. What do you say about that?
Oh, my Lord. I don't know what to say. I'm stunned.
Well, now you got a place of your own, girl. You won't feel like you're imposing on Vicky anymore or anything.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm speechless, and I can't take it.
Well, what do you mean? Why?
Honey, it's too generous. It really is.
Nonsense. You let me be the judge of what's generous, okay? I don't think it's half enough. If you ask me, everything you've done for Lone Star, just let me show you these plans of the place. You just go crazy when you see them. Here. Look here. Look at that place. Just look at the size of it.
Oh, my. It's incredible.
And look here. Look.
What?
It's got swimming pools. I mean, it's got racquetball courts. It's got tennis courts. It's got just anything your little old heart desires, girl. Well, what's the matter?
Oh, Bo, it's incredible. I mean, you and Asa are so sweet to do this. I can't leave Vicky's right now.
Why not? Come on, why? Look here, it was Ted that told me about this place. It's going to be the best for everybody involved now. Becky, believe me.
Aunt Mary is staying with one of her little girlfriends today. I'll tell you, to be perfectly honest with you, you know how much I love being with her, but to have an afternoon and just have plain adult talk, it's great.
And the food is terrific, too.
Ah, thanks. I'm glad you dropped by. Gosh, must be the season for weddings. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Don't do that.
Oh, I feel sorry for myself sometimes. It passes. I wish you guys the best.
I know you do.
Well, I'll get back to the grind. I'll see you all later. Enjoy yourself.
Bye. don't think she's gotten over Marcello at all, has she? Mm-mm. I think it's the circumstances of how he left her that are so hard for her to deal with. Well, he found out about her past, and then he just couldn't take it. You know, the thing that makes me so mad, though, he knew that she had given up that whole life.
Oh, sure, he knew. Knowing is one thing, forgiving and forgetting quite another.
I guess so. I just feel so bad for her.
Yeah, so do I. Meanwhile, let's talk about you. What beautiful thing would you like me to buy you for your wedding present? Name it.
I don't know. Let's see, maybe a big sun hat, some mosquito netting, and a large carton of insect repellent.
What are you talking about?
Peter wants to go to San Carlos. He wants to move there permanently.
You're kidding.
I wish I were.
Why? He has all the opportunity in the world right here.
I don't know. He's got his mind set on it.
What are you going to do?
I don't know that either. I just hope we don't have an enormous conflict about it now that we're finally getting married.
I'm expecting guests tonight. I don't want to be disturbed. Is that understood?
Sure. I was coming.
Karen and Vicky?
What are you up to?
Nothing in particular. It's a social evening. Although I do want to give something to Vicky after Karen leaves, yeah.
Something.
Yeah. This letter. Want to take a look at it? That letter, my dear friend, is going to get Clint Buchanan off my back for good.
Who is this Mr. Ralph Todd?
Well, he's the editor of a newspaper in Omaha. Dear Mr. Todd, please call me at your earliest convenience to discuss the possibility of interviewing for the position of executive editor of the Banner.
You think Vicky's going to sign that?
Yeah, I do.
Never in a million years, Ted. Not even if you drugged her.
You talk too much.
Yeah. Well, I'll get out of your way then, huh?
Decide whether she wrote that or not.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
I don't understand you, honey.
I just don't want to leave Vicky's right now. Look, Bo, there's reasons I think you're just going to have to take my word for it, okay?
All right. Let's be realistic about this thing, okay? Now, if Vicky does get married, that carriage house just might get real crowded.
Yeah, well, she hasn't asked me to leave yet.
No, and I bet she won't. See, that's why you've got to take the bull by the horns, you know? You've got to let her off the hook.
I want to wait a little while.
Yeah, I think that'd be harder on everybody. Besides, I thought you'd be in a hurry to get away from that little Tina Clayton. You know, she's not your favorite kind of person, is she?
Believe me, Bo, if that were my only problem, this would be very easy.
Becky, I just think you'd be happier in this condominium.
Look, thank you very much. I am so grateful. It is an absolutely magnificent gift. And I can't take it.
If that don't beat all.
Howdy.
Hi.
Hi. I'm just taking off.
Oh, what? Don't let me chase you away.
Oh, no. We were just all finished up. Anyway.
I guess so, honey.
Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Good seeing you. Bye-bye.
Why is she running away so quickly?
I guess she didn't have anything else to say. Oh. This doesn't make any sense.
What?
I just offered her a brand new condominium in Landview Towers. It's kind of a bonus for all her big record sales and everything. She turned me down.
You're talking about the new high-rise, huh?
Yeah, I can't figure this out.
Well, Becky's a country girl. Maybe she didn't feel she'd be comfortable there.
I thought she'd be just real excited about it, you know. I feel a little bit let down.
Well, I hope you don't feel too bad, because I'm about to turn you down on something, too.
What do you mean?
The offer for the college diploma. I can't accept it. Thanks, but no thanks.
Vicky, Ted called me. He wants me to be there at around 7:30. Well, I thought that I would just come by and pick you up. No, I don't. I don't think you're in any shape to drive. You haven't been feeling well. All right, you're right. Yes, I am terribly concerned about you. I am. 1 second, somebody's at my door. Vicky, I'll tell you what. I'll pick you up at 7:15. No ifs, ands, or buts. Goodbye. Who is it?
Peter.
Just a sec. Hi, come on in.
I have to talk to you.
Oh, I see that. How are you feeling?
Fine, I'm fine.
Well, good. Sit down anyway.
I want to talk to you privately. I figured this would be the best place.
Sounds important.
It is. Karen, I plan on taking Jenny and Mary to San Carlos after the wedding.
Oh, you mean on your honeymoon?
No. Permanently.
Permanently? You mean like to live?
Yes.
Why?
Karen, ever since you and Marco did this baby maneuvering, I live in fear every day that the truth is going to come out.
Peter, you know, I know, Marco knows, and Father Campion knows that's
I
it.
intend to raise Mary as my own child. Now, I dread the thought that one day she's going to grow up and find out the truth. It's going to destroy her. It's going to destroy us.
Who says that it's not going to come out in San Carlos?
That's my territory. I can protect myself from any repercussions.
How?
I'll be a citizen. Nobody will be able to take her away. The longer I'm in Landview, that threat is more dangerous than ever. I don't want to be here when the truth comes out, Karen.
Well, I didn't mean to insult him, but I could see I hurt Beau's feelings.
Well, I can't blame him. Condominium in Landview Towers, no less.
Well, I tried to explain it as best I could.
That takes a lot of explaining. Do you mind telling me why you turned it down?
I just don't want to leave Vicky's right now, that's all.
Okay.
Kat, you could, help me with something.
Carl.
Well, you have some information that could be real helpful to me.
Oh, what kind of information?
Well, I know you were into the drug scene.
Yeah, I was. I don't like to talk about it a lot, but that's right, I was.
Oh, it's not just idle curiosity. I don't know too much about that scene, and I thought maybe you could help me.
I don't know.
Well, could you tell me a little bit about that time? I mean, like, what were you taking?
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Marijuana, grass, cocaine, speed, a little bit of everything.
Okay, what did they do? I mean, what kind of an effect did they have on you?
What are you going to do, turn into a junkie and flake out on us or something?
I know. No, of course not.
Well, why do you want to know?
I have this relative back home. She has a son who, is having some problems, and I told her I'd get some information for her.
Is he on drugs?
She thinks he might be. She's not sure. She thinks he's taking something.
I see. What are his symptoms?
They vary. I told her that I'd try and find out what the, usual reactions to certain drugs was.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. marijuana. I guess that's the most common.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a very individual reaction. Sort of a spaciness, kind of a mild euphoria, I guess. Sometimes people giggle a lot.
Uh-huh.
Loss of memory a little bit.
Loss of memory?
Yeah. Let's see. Amphetamines, that's speed. That's pretty easy because everybody's very hyper. They talk a lot. They talk fast. They don't sleep. They're sort of jumpy, kind of irritable, shaky, nervous.
How about cocaine or heroin?
You really want to know about it all, don't you? Never thought I'd sit and talk to Becky Lee Abbott about uppers and downers, that's for sure.
What changed your mind?
I just don't want to go to medical school on a fake pass key, that's all.
You know, Buchanan influence could have gotten you over a lot of humps.
I knew that, but if it ever came out someday, I'd end up in the same position I'm in right now, right?
Yeah. So what's the answer?
I don't know, 4 years of college, I guess. That's the only answer.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Marco. That's a real, honest decision.
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, sure it is.
Yep. You know, I could have helped you, and I would have done everything that I promised to do for you, but to tell you the truth, my heart just wasn't in it. So what now?
Now I get together with Edwina, I tell her the truth about the scores. Then we add the pluses and minuses of our life, and we see where life goes from there.
Yeah. That's a good place to start, too. The truth. That's what's important. And you got a good lady there, too. That's important.
Yeah. Well, we're going to try to work it out, though.
Well, you will, too. You know, just kind of take some time off, get your head straight, and make the right decision.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you. Listen, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah? What?
Does the number 917 mean anything to you?
That's, no. Why do you ask?
Oh, just thinking of playing the number, that's all.
Were you playing numbers games again?
I only do that whenever I feel real lucky.
Oh, you know that's illegal.
I know that, Sherlock. Dadgum, you haven't changed a bit.
On All My Children.
I think that our marriage has been a mistake.
What is this?
I'm sorry, but I want a divorce.
And on General Hospital.
Hi, handsome.
After a day together in their tropical hideaway, Luke and Laura spend a night of passion, alone on the island of mystery. All My Children, General Hospital, love in the afternoon.
Thanks for seeing me, Will.
It's okay. Sit down. Peter, I am amazed at the speed of your recovery.
Well, thanks to you and everybody on the hospital staff.
But you have to take it slow. You had quite a siege. Actually, you didn't have to come to the hospital. I could have come to your house just as easily.
No. As a matter of fact, I needed the exercise. Hey, I'm getting married, right? I don't want to stumble down the aisle.
Of course. Well, now that you're here, what can I do for you?
Well, I'll come right to the point, Will. I want you to find a replacement for me on the hospital staff.
Are you resigning?
Yes. I want you to find someone as soon as possible.
Why? Why are you resigning?
Well, I plan on taking Jenny and Mary back to San Carlos with me after the wedding.
Has Jenny agreed to this plan?
No, not yet.
You mean you haven't talked it over with her?
No, I've talked it over with her. She just hasn't given me an answer.
Well, then wouldn't your resigning be a little premature?
I think when she understands how important it is to me, she'll come around.
Well, I'm really surprised. Have you thought about everything?
Like what?
Well, Brad, for instance. I mean, if you go to San Carlos with Mary, how's he going to handle that?
Jenny brought that up, too.
And then, of course, there's me. I mean, of course, I want you and Jenny to be happy, but Mary is my only granddaughter, and San Carlos is not a very easy place to visit.
Well, San Carlos is lovely this time of year. I mean, the sunshine, there's warmth. It's been rebuilt since the Revolution. I mean, Mary will love it there, so will Jenny.
Peter, you cannot compare life in San Carlos with the advantages of this country.
Hey, come on, Will. It's not that far away. We'll be coming back over here. You and Brad will see a lot of Mary.
Have you made a final decision? Look, I think you ought to think this over very carefully.
I've given it a lot of thought. I've made up my mind.
Then there's nothing I can do to dissuade you.
We're going back to San Carlos right after the wedding.
What are you doing here? Let me in quick, man.
What are you, crazy? Vicky and Karen are on their way.
Ted, it's an emergency.
I don't care what it is. We're seen here.
Look, stop it, Ted. I wouldn't have come if it wasn't important.
Okay, who is it? Talk fast.
One of the runners got mugged.
Competition?
No, just an ordinary punk.
What do you get?
He got the works, he got the case, he got $75,000 in counterfeit, Ted. That stuff's in the wrong hands. If he starts circulating it around Lambview, we're in trouble.
I can't start thinking about it now. They're on their way here.
But are you going to give Vicky the drug tonight?
It's none of your business.
Ted, you're out of your mind to start taking a chance like that.
The drug is safe.
Karen's not safe. She's very smart, Ted. If she's here and you start messing around with Vicky, she's sure to pick it up.
Now, maybe you're right. But I can't think about that now. Come on, we're to get you out of here. If you were seen here, you can't.
Have to drive?
And you look gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, before we go in, I just want to tell you, before we talk to Ted, and I'm very, very glad you decided to join us tonight. I want you to get to know Ted and see him as the wonderful person I see him as and see how good he is for me.
Vicky, if he makes you happy, that's all I care about.
He does. And I'll tell you something else. He happens to be a fabulous cook to boot.
Let's eat. Let's see if we catch him with his apron on. We're about 15 minutes early.
It's Vicky and Karen. 15 minutes early. I'll go out the back way. You can't.
What? What are you talking about?
It's blocked off by hotel construction for the week.
There's no other way out?
No.
What are we going to do?
This is Joan London. Next week, Dionne Warwick, Kim Carnes, Julia Child, and country singer Tom T. Hall on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow on 8 is Enough, Tommy's out in the cold when his friends return from college. And then Oscar winner Olivia de Havilland guest stars aboard the Love Boat. And on Fantasy Island, the perfect honeymoon is shattered by the bride's obsession with a shocking mystery from her past. And now stay tuned for General Hospital, following FYI with Hal Linden. Next on ABC.